George's trial. George stole some money, but the police caught him and he was put in prison. Now his trial was about to begin, and he felt sure he will be found guilty and sent to prison for a long time. Then he discovered that an old friend of his was one of the members of the jury at the trial. Of course, he did not tell anybody, but he managed to see his friend secretly one day. He said to him, "Jim, I know that the jury will find me guilty of stealing the money. Can you persuade the other members of the jury to add a strong recommendation of mercy to their statement?" "Well, George," answered Jim, "I can try to do what I can for you as an old friend, but of course I cannot promise anything." The other 11 people of the jury look terribly strong-minded to me. George said that he would quite understand if Jim was not able to do anything for him, and thanked him warmly for agreeing to help. The trial went on, and at last the time came for the jury to decide whether George was guilty or not. It took them 5 hours, but in the end, they found George guilty, with a strong recommendation for mercy. Of course, George was very pleased, but he did not have a chance to see Jim for some time after the trial. At last, however, Jim visited him in prison, and George thanked him warmly and asked him how he had managed to persuade the other members of the jury to recommend mercy. "Well, George," Jim answered, "as I thought, those 11 men were very difficult to persuade, but I managed it in the end by tiring them out. Do you know, all those fools wanted to find you not guilty."